So
Hey
I
everyone!
started making
Today, I'll share
clothes
my
for
journey
like
from
our
sewing
theme. So this was
scraps
like
to running a
7 years
multi
ago.
city
And
business.
then I would like make skirts for myself out of curtains,
Yeah.
or if I outgrew jeans, turn them into skirts.
Okay.
And I kind of just my mom initially taught me how to sew like holes in our clothes, and I kind of just taught myself more
Okay.
along the way because I really
So
enjoyed
this is
it.
be an ignorant question, but in Panama, Mexico,
Hmm.
it's Spanish to both places, right?
Yes.
Okay. So it's not like a Panamanian language.
Oh no. I feel like every country that speaks Spanish has their own dialect.
Okay.
So not all the words are the same, but they
But it's the
definitely
same.
can
Okay.
communicate with
Okay.
one another. Yeah.
Okay. And then so what's something like when you first started as an entrepreneur, like you struggled with, right? Like it kicked your butt. But now you're looking back, like, how did I struggle with this? That was so easy. What was wrong with me? Like, what was like, what you like? Why did I struggle so much?
Organization. Just all the logistical processes of owning a business was difficult for me because I do have a bit of ADHD, and I am a creative, so it's just like all over the place. But in order to have a business, even if it is based in art, like you have to get a hold of all those things, like getting your calendar in order and making sure you plan out your day, especially because I do have 4 kids, and I do all my emails on this day and I'll answer everybody on this day. So just getting putting in systems and processes and organization has been the most difficult thing, and even now, even though I've come a long way, it's still, like, more to go.
And your business, they said I've written.
We work in Renton. I have a contract right now with the Bellevue Art
Okay.
Museum, a contract with the Bainbridge Island Museum of Art, so I'm not just stagnant in one place. Like,
Okay.
currently, we're operating out of, like, 6 cities, I believe.
Hey, scoot
Yeah.
up just a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you started your business, was any like organizations around that helped you out to get started, or you just like relied on friends who did this before? Like, what kind of advice, what was that?
So I do have 3 women, mentors. One of them is the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, and then Dr. Linda, of course, owns the nonprofit, and then Miss Benita, she's been working with city and government entities for years.
Okay.
So a lot of the times when it comes to navigating certain things, I've been really blessed to be able to just call them and ask questions. And if they don't know the answers, like they're more than happy to connect me to the right person. And I think sometimes when we don't know things, like our ego gets in the way and we don't want to ask. I will ask. Like I do not feel any type of way saying like, I'm actually not good at this. Can you please help me? You know?
Yeah. So
So
one thing I suck at is like I suck at following up, and I suck at asking for help. Right. So
hmm
what are some things that you kind of quote unquote like, suck at as an
yeah.
entrepreneur?
Just what you said, asking for help. I feel like my business is in a space right now where it could grow really big. Our impact for sure can grow really wide. And I can't continue at this space doing it solo. So I do have 3 to 4 people that are currently, I guess, interning to be a part of the business side of things. And I'm hoping that that works out well. But it did take me a long time to feel comfortable enough to do
Yeah,
that.
that's why I explain. Like you always want to help people. They ask you, "What do you need from me?" You're
Yeah.
like I kind of got brain lock, right?
Yeah. Like,
Uh,
yeah.
everything. Like,
Yeah.
and because you don't like tell them everything, and then you don't want to burden them.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have to get better
Yeah.
at that. So you talk about your 3 mentors. Are you mentoring anyone yourself?
Um, it's funny because I wouldn't have thought like I'm in a position where I could mentor someone, but one of the gals that is actually stepping up on the business side of things, she did refer to me as that the other day, and I was like, that's so weird, but really cool.
Um, as far as your business model, talk about how you figure your business model out. Like who your customers are you going to go after, like your
Mhm.
pricing. Like how do you figure all that out? Like what to charge, what not to
Uh,
charge.
oh, the pricing thing is pretty difficult. A, because I have a problem charging X amount of money. I always feel bad. But I understand in order to continue the business, like it has to be able to sustain
Yeah, I
it.
mean you're not
So,
a nonprofit, right?
man, no, we're not a nonprofit, but we kind of operate as such. So every time we have an event coming up, like all expenses are covered through community partnerships and sponsorships. So there's usually not a profit off of them. And I think for the longest time we've just been focused on impact over income. But again, like in order to scale, that impact. Like we have to get employees, which requires income. So working on that.
Yeah, so it seems like you listen to stats. Most small business or startups fail within the first 5 years, right? For like a lot of reasons, right?
Yeah.
What do you think you've been able to like make it so far? Like, how can you have it closed down? What's been your secret to success to keep on going, so to speak?
Um, my work ethic, I think, has a lot to do with it. I really think that when I came to a point where I'm like, okay, I want this business to not just sustain me, but I want it to sustain my family and my associates and their families. And when I had that, I guess, like realization or goal, I really had to be honest with myself and say, like, oh, well, how are you going to get there, Fancy? Like, with all this stuff on your plate, like, what are you going to do? And it's really like just keeping myself accountable to what I need to do because people are reliant on me has been really helpful in order to um, keep growing my business and keep it at this momentum, is just really keeping myself accountable and working hard. Like understanding that, yeah, I am still a full stay-at-home mother and I am my children's primary caregiver, but on the off times, I'm not watching Netflix. I'm making up pitch proposals and I'm writing 15 emails and making sure that billing is taken care of. And every extra minute will go back into me reinvesting in my business. And sometimes it makes it difficult to have relationships and friendships because a lot of the time people that you're close to will take it personal and it's not. It's just I want to be able to hang out with you, but why can't we hang out in Paris? Like, let me work for the next 5 years and then we can do that. And you're still important to me and I still love you but right now like you have to have priorities. So I think sticking to my priorities and my work ethic and being accountable to myself.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing new entrepreneurs mess up on. Like, they forget like you're gonna start a business. You got to tell your obviously your spouse, but you got to tell
Mhm.
your friends too, or you got to tell your
Yeah.
friends, hey, no, you should go hang out every Thursday night. I can't do
Mhm.
that no more.